Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I did have the two iPhones recording for that podcast, but it didn't look good. What I wanted was kind of like little mini cams zoomed in our face.
I remember you saying that.
But I enjoyed having the table as part of the setting. Instead of getting rid of the table and having our faces, I'm like, we kind of see enough of our faces here.
Yeah, that was the right idea. I figured that's what happened.
Yeah.
We were like, this is the superior view.
I started editing. I was like, we don't need to put too much English on this, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's already good.
It was a great, and then it was framed up quite well. So, and then the camera had a nice view.
How were those? I didn't watch any when Samaha would come over and pan to the audience. Was that fun to watch or no?
I mean, not so. That was kind of like, it was like, it could have been more fun if we had timed it up and stuff.
Right.
If we like knew we were gonna like pan, but there are moments it is kind of, you're like shit.
What we should have done is had Samaha manning the camera and then just had him zoom in on people and we talk about those people.
Yes.
Like we kind of do some like analysis of the crowd and he's there.
Which is what was happening.
Next year.
Yeah. Those are the improvements to be made.
Yeah.
But there are moments where it's fun. You see, he turns, you see Jared, you see like some random audience members, Mia. You see Mia for a second.
Right.
So yeah, that was the panning was pretty fun, and it's completely. Here's the thing: it's the whole thing's coherent. That's why it's it's a game changer.
Well, we only had 3 mics, and you and I know enough to kind of when someone else is talking, just kind of shut up, you know.
Yeah. That was a huge.
But I think he's doing other shows this summer. Like I asked Schwartz, I was like, "Why isn't Fee in here? We were gonna have her on the pod," and he's like, "Well, she's doing the next one."
Yeah,
I was like, sounds like me and Hardy will be there."
Could you imagine? We pod
every single time he has, and all of his friends are like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'll tell you what, dude. That spray, he had a lot of food there.
Yeah, wings,
paninis, different types of paninis.
Yup, he had a bunch of different paninis. He had pigs in a blanket.
Which the pigs in the blanket, heavy bread ratio. Too heavy on the bread.
Right. Yeah, those were. I didn't have too many of those.
It's a pretty nice hat, man.
Yeah, this
Clatch Coffee.
Sweet lid.
Where'd you get that?
LA, baby. Cali.
And they were hawking hats at the coffee place.
Like literally, I bought it off. Like, you know the place right here?
Yeah.
You go. They have a hat that's like 2 of them hanging up that just say coffee. I almost bought it today. I am such a sucker for merch of places I even somewhat attend. I can't resist.
I'll tell you what, I think the guy that buys the hat, the shirt from a place like a random place.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move. A lot of people are like, "What are you doing?" But you're like, "No. This shirt is going to be like it's going to be fun when I wear this."
Yeah.
Because not only am I going to be brought back to that place, but also whenever I see someone with like a obscure shirt where it's like Rats Surf Shack, Bahamas, you know, it's like, oh, that's cool.
It's very cool. Like kind of like quirky name.
Even I'm brought into the experience, and I wasn't even there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can get a feel for the joint.
Whoa. I'm now at Rat Surf Shack, and I've never even been there.
Yeah, because there's like a rat taking a big bite out of a surfboard.
Right, with a smile.
Like, yeah, with like a big grin and some drips of saliva.
It's got a phone number at the bottom.
And this guy's rocking the shit out of this tee.
That's the best when there's a phone number on a T-shirt. Who's stopping and being like, whoa. Stop right there. I need to take down this number.
Yeah, let me call the Rat Shack.
Let me call the Rat Shack.
Get an order of oysters. Yeah, so this was from the local, it was down the block from where we were staying in Redondo Beach. Clatch Coffee. And it was the best place to go to, so I went every single morning. And they got to know me very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, hey, I'm out here learning how to surf. You know, I'm like trying to get my rep up. You know, and they're like,
your first interaction, you're like, by the way, I'm a real big coffee guy. So you're going to see me a lot. All right.
Honestly,
my name's Matt.
Yeah.
What's your name?
It's like,
let's get all the nonsense out of the way so we can cut to the good stuff.
Yeah. Cold brew, right? Large, black. Sometimes I audible with a little bit of milk. But I would come around again at like 5 and get what I called the dusk latte.
What's the dusk latte? Like they had an item called the dusk latte, or you made this?
No. They should have. Maybe they do now. I made this up, which is as you can probably deduce, a latte at dusk.
And you told them.
Yes.
You're like, I'll have the dusk latte.
I was like,
and were they into it or no?
No. Well, I actually don't know if I ever said. Pomeroy got pretty into it when he was out there because I was telling him, I'm like, dude, let's get a couple of dusk lattes. Yeah. You know, day's winding down. A latte is more milk than coffee, so the caffeine doesn't like totally fuck you over.
I've always wondered this. Is there, you know how like for drinks, people are like, oh, 12 ounces of a beer is the same as is there some synonym for coffee?
Yeah,
like is a latte considered a drink of coffee? And then an espresso is a drink of coffee, and then a coffee, like.
I think that's right. I think what you just said is pretty accurate. I think like an espresso is like the same amount as like a drink.
Right. It's considered one drink of
one
coffee.
Unit. Yeah.
One unit of caffeine.
Yeah.
But a latte is a little less than one. It's like a watered down.
That's what I think, because if it's iced and then it's latte, it's like primarily milk. But maybe I'm wrong. I might actually be wrong, because if it's like an espresso shot with
milk. For those of you watching at home, fact check us and write in.
Yeah, well, I thought like I was falling asleep, so I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I think it was just because I was up early and actually doing things during the day.
Yeah.
But it's a great question. Like what? I know that like in a cold brew, it's like 300 plus milligrams of caffeine. And like one cup of coffee is only like 80, like a regular black cup of coffee. So
they should really regulate coffee so that, you know, in like medical marijuana, it says the percentage of THC. Yeah. Every coffee you should get, it should say percentage caffeine.
Absolutely.
Because caffeine will send you in a tailspin.
That's right. And there are some places like Joy and I talk about Ground Central.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been to this place?
No. New York, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
By Grand Central?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm assuming just shot in the dark.
Yeah, Ground Central, cute name. Absurdly strong coffee. I've had it a few times, and it's irreconcilable, like what's happening. It's like what you're saying. Like there should be some kind of like warning. They do it on like if you like.
It's like spice level, which I do have a story about that. It's not really that compelling, but they should have.
Well, then we should talk about it.
You know how like there's like, do you want medium, mild, hot, spicy for buffalo wings?
Yeah.
There should be some sort of coffee equivalent. What kind of coffee drinker are you? Is this your first coffee? Or we're gonna go mild.
Yeah, that's right. They kind of have that if you just did like iced coffee, cold brew.
Right.
And then maybe what I would think is latte iced coffee, cold brew.
Right.
That's how you go up.
But then they also have the light and dark roast, and apparently light roast has more caffeine than dark, they say.
That's right, I think, but I'm not a hot drinker, so I don't know as much. But I think you're right. I think you're right.
Light and dark roast takes into effect with the cold brew. They got to do.
Oh yeah, probably
you know what I mean?
It's just so much caffeine at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went in there, and
And would you rock this hat? Would you rock this hat into the shop post buying?
Post buying, I was rocking this hat everywhere.
Are you the guy that once you buy the hat, you throw it on immediately, or do you kind of carry it out?
Oh man, great question. Like straight up, I go okay.
You know what I mean? Like the dad.
So I have
immediately he knows which notch in the snapback he is. He doesn't even have to try it on. He goes, I'm a 3-notch, boom.
Yeah. He's wearing it before it's paid for.
Right.
They're like, are you? He's like, yeah, I'm getting the hat.
Yeah.
It's like already on.
He walks
head.
up.
Yeah.
He turns so that they can buzz it in with the laser.
Dad, you're embarrassing me. Can you wait till we're outside to put on the fucking merch? They had like tees and sweatshirts, by the way, that look. But this design I also liked. So this is the thing. I won't just, and I'm going to answer the other question too. But I
pin it.
Yeah, bam.
I almost broke my finger.
I won't just buy merch if it doesn't. If I don't like it, like it doesn't have a cool design. Like the baby shower sweatshirt, that Champ sweatshirt is actually, if you just swap the logo, you just got rid, and that's a sweatshirt I buy. So this is like the gray, the whole thing. This is like a kind of a cool LA-ish trucker hatty that I wanted.
Surfer too.
I wanted anyway. I was out there focused in on finding a cool trucker hat to get on my head. And then when I saw I was like, okay.
You picked up 2 hats. You got the Oakland Raiders hat, too.
Yes. And then I got that because...
Which serves different purposes.
Yeah, completely different.
This is a Klatch coffee outfit.
That's right.
You mean business with that hat. Oakland Raiders, we might be partying.
You nailed it. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
It's a little more like showtime.
Fun.
Yeah.
This guy's having fun.
This guy's performing.
We're in New York and he's wearing a Raiders hat.
What's happening?
He's someone to talk to.
Because I love it from 90s. The 90s Ice Cube. All the LA guys out in their fucking killer whips.
I love the idea of someone coming up to you. Dude, Raiders fan? No, Ice Cube fan.
That's honestly what I should have said.
NWA.
I should have said.
Who are the Oakland Raiders?
Yeah. Now they're in Vegas. Some guy came up to me the other day, and he was like, oh, this is at the show. He was like, you a Raiders fan? I was like, no.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I like that guy. He had a Raiders hat on,
he was actually a diehard Raiders fan.
Right.
Actually, I fucked up because my dad and my brother are Jets fans. Now, they haven't really said, but it's kind of funny because I'm like rocking. Like when you completely ignore fandoms, it gets you into trouble. This happened to LeBron, where he wore the New York lid.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Well, some people don't understand that, like, we'll rep teams.
Yeah.
Because pure logo and colors.
Yeah. That's the whole culture.
I'm not going to talk to you about who they're going to pick up in the offseason right now.
I don't even know.
I don't know any of the players. But I like the Atlanta Hawks as a team.
Yes.
I don't know any of the players.
Yes.
But I just like the idea of the Atlanta Hawks as a team.
That's right. You can like people started liking Steph and the Warriors as a team. The Spurs were cool for a minute. But then it also can get associated with like an entire like culture or like type of music. That's synonymous, that Raiders lid for me, with like Ain't Nothing But a G Thing and like mid to early's Long Beach, California hip hop.
Right.
So like that's why I'm rocking the lid, because when I see it, I'm like on other people, I'm like, that's a fucking sweet lid.
That'd be a cool, some people use logos of existing products and then like Photoshop different words in it.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool hat where it's the Raiders logo and it says NWA instead of Raiders.
That's a sick lid. Does that not? That's a brilliant.
They probably have it.
That would be sweet. Oh.
Might get copyright infringement.
Yeah.
That'll be on the Baby Shower website tomorrow.
Yeah, like
can you imagine if our merch consisted of a Baby Shower tee, a Baby Shower hoodie,
and this NWA,
a coffee mug, and then just a random NWA Raiders hat.
Yeah, and then a Klatch lid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to John Drayton. He texted me. He said he's been wearing, every time he flies, he wears the baby shower T-shirt that I sent him.
Really?
And he says he gets a lot of comments.
Wow. Where you go.
Yep.
I get so many comments. I got to be honest. Now, I rock a lot of merched out stuff, but like the baby shower, people stop.
Listen, did I tell you about the concert that I went to at Beacon Theater?
Recently?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Week ago. I probably didn't talk about it because we had the Jared Schwartz. So I went to the Beacon Theater for a Trey Anastasio concert, and I wanted to wear the baby shower shirt.
Oh, I remember
to the Trey Anastasio. Did I tell you about this already?
No. I just saw you outside the open mic.
Right.
And you, yeah.
So I did. I wore it. Well, you've already heard the story, I guess. Then
barely. They haven't. I don't want to tell it.
Anyway, I'll tell an abbreviated and unenthusiastic version because now Hardy knows it. But I wanted to wear the baby shower comedy shirt to the show to get a little free press. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was going to a mic beforehand, and I didn't want to be the loser wearing the baby shower. I didn't tell you this part. I didn't want to be the loser wearing the baby shower T-shirt to an open mic, looking like I'm trying to brag about my show. You know what I mean? And the pod and the whole it's a bad look. So what I did was I put on a white undershirt over top.
Yeah, much better look.
And what's worse is that you could still see the logo under the one T-shirt, so I threw on an additional undershirt.
Oh my god!
I doubled up, so I was wearing 3 shirts. It was 90 degrees, sweating bullets. So I show up to the mic, and Dee is hosting, and she has this thing where during her hosting set, she asked people if anyone has any shows.
Oh no!
She goes, anyone have any shows?
You're lying.
I am not kidding. And I just stay silent. I'm like, I'm not gonna but then I'm like, towards the later end of the mic, all bits go to hell. You've overthunk all of your bits, so I'm like, I'm just gonna tell them what. So I show them, D, and I told them the story, and I like showed them the shirt and everything like that.
That's great.
But I'll tell you what, nothing looks creepier than coming out of the subway on 72nd Street, Upper West Side, and shedding 2 undershirts and just throwing them in the trash. Leading up to a concert. Very weird.
You gotta. Well, but then you had it displayed at the concert,
right? Which was good. Some guy came up to me in like the beer line. Oh, what's this? And I was like, oh, I have a comedy. You should come on every Tuesday. He goes, oh, I live in the Poconos. I was like, all right, I've lost all interest in you.
Yeah, go online. Yeah. Check out the...
I'll tell you an interesting... I don't know if you'll find any entertainment out of this, but in Fish concerts, there's what's known as chompers. And what chompers are is they're people that talk during the concert.
What?
They're not necessarily there for the concert. They're the boyfriend or girlfriend that got dragged there, and they want to have a conversation, aren't as interested in the music. And this is very frowned upon at a concert.
I like this because I'd like to bring this into the movie theater world.
Right. We'll pin the movie. So this is what's known as a chomper. Everyone hates the chompers because we're here to listen to the music. We didn't come to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So it's very rare that you'll hear someone shush someone. Like a shh.
Shushing's ridiculous.
And I've never heard like a vicious shh, but this was an acoustic set in the Beacon Theater, pretty intimate venue, right? So all of a sudden,
prime shushing land.
Ooh, baby. Huge shushing land.
My dad can shush the shit out of it. Let me tell you something. It's impressive.
I learned my shushing from my dad.
Acoustic set? Come on. You could...
Acoustic set during the solo jam. You better hold whatever you were about to say. Close your eyes and listen. So all of a sudden, kind of towards the back of the orchestra section, there's some guy kind of talking loud, and he's probably 30 rows behind me, and even I can hear him. So I'm like, oh, this is a vicious chomper.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this guy starts shushing him, and it's a pretty shh. Because with the shush, you don't want to half-ass the shush, or else you're going to have to shush again, which is just as much of a disturbance to the show.
Yes.
You need one shush. It needs to be forceful enough to sway his, all right, I better shut up.
Yeah, and I don't think you should, just as an aside, like no one should really be shushing. Just grow up and say, shut up. Shut the fuck, like, shh. I guess I shush a little too. I was shushing a little bit in there. Maybe you do both.
I'm going to start shushing at comedy shows. Shh.
How do you do it? Just like that? Do it if you were going to do it.
Shush. I might do a shush.
That's good.
Shush.
I like that because it's a little more, because just shh is like so aggressive.
Right. And the gravitas of your voice can be carried with a shush.
Yes.
A shh. You can't, shh. You can't, there's no really variation in a shush.
I kind of
do intimidation.
Excuse me. I do excuse me. Do you mind? Excuse me.
Right.
That's what I do. Excuse me. And then I back off.
And you don't look at him directly. You go, excuse me.
That's it exactly. It's a look away.
It's a
excuse me.
I'm not going to make a big deal out of this.
That's right.
But I want you to know that this is heavily influencing my enjoyment right now.
That's right. And I'm going to take a little bit of a stand. It's very white.
Right.
I think. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Proper.
So this guy shushes them, and it's a vicious shush, and the guy keeps on talking.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the guy shushes again. He doubles down on the shush, and another patron shushes as well.
Oh, my God.
So there's multiple shushes.
Was the other shush like an actual, just traditional classic shh?
It was another shh.
Okay.
It was almost the same shh.
Okay, so he's getting,
He's getting a couple of shushes. So he keeps talking, and now there's like 5 or 6 or 7 shushes.
Wow.
It's an army of shushes. And now it eventually spreads to the entire venue.
Oh, my. Stop.
Where there's people shushing the original guy, and now there might be some shushes trying to shush the shushers.
That's the best type of shush. The shushing the shushers?
Yes.
Because it's the guy that's like, the guy that shushes like, shh, and then other guy's like, shh.
He's like, you're ruining the show just as much as the talker here.
Everyone's involved now.
Yes.
That's so funny, shushing the shushers. When you shush a shusher, it's kind of right. It's a little bit of a different shush. It's like, I know you're on my team,
right?
But shh. You're on my team, but shh.
Right.
You know, come on. Like this guy's a dick, but.
And I'm being 100%. Yeah. There was over 100 people shushing at this concert out of like whatever 2,000, 3,000 people. Like 10% of the crowd was shushing. And now people are starting to go, shut up. They're trying to like have a variation of the language so that people know that we're what we're actually doing here.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, because now you need to break out of shush isn't working.
Right. People are going, stop. Some stops.
Stop.
And it ended up being
so funny. What a fucking who can I ask you like this guy's got fucking ball. Like was it a woman? Was it a guy? Like they're really
who knows
sticking to like when you have that many people.
It was the whole show. So listen, I mean, Fish we know is a jam band, right? So Trey, the guitarist, it's a solo acoustic performance at the moment. They had some piano, for other songs, but this particular song where this occurred was all acoustic. So he can hear all this. Can you imagine being a performer and you're trying to play music and all of a sudden there's this, like, everyone's concerned about the shushing now. No one's listening. All attention's off of you now.
Yeah, you just hear like a cavalcade of like shushing in the audience.
Yeah.
And then you're probably like, all right, relax. Like, even Trey's probably like, it's not a problem.
So he...
Leave him alone.
Right. So he ended up, during his jam, going, shh.
No way.
Like, he started jamming out to the shh. He started doing a shh type thing along with his guitar to make it kind of fun. Like, I think he was annoyed at first, and he was like, we could kind of play along with this. So then they have this song Steam, where typically every time the word steam is said during the song, this is in the real Fish song, a bunch of smoke machines go off and start like going shh. So he played Steam next. And whenever he said Steam, everyone in the audience went shh.
Really?
It was like this weirdest.
Wow, that's so weird.
It was very improv-y and cool, but also annoying because now Trey has notified the audience that this is now fun.
Yeah, now
so now people don't
up.
know. Yeah. So all the rest of the songs now people are starting to do shushing. They think like they're part of the show now. And everyone's like, all right, that was cool for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And I can't believe it actually knocked him off course.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's I think in a real band, when it's all four people and it's rock and roll, electric rock and roll, they can't hear the shushes. There would have to be a very big shush. Everyone would need to shush for them to hear it.
Yes.
But during an acoustic performance, they're not like dialed in with their like earpieces. It's like all natural.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not on him. I guess what I'm saying more is like, could you imagine like going to a concert and actually like altering the set list? Like that's selfish. Not Trey. I'm saying the person who's like doing this thing actually had a profound, a tangible effect on the show, which is just kind of wild to think that you're a person who can go to a show and actually be such a nuisance.
Right. Well, you start at the asshole level.
Yeah.
And then throughout the night, he ended up being the hero because without him being an asshole, none of those fun things would have happened, and we wouldn't have told stories when we go home and
Yeah.
So it was like this weird, like, I mean, that's the issue with the heckler in comedy.
Yes.
Oftentimes a heckler thinks they're helping the show because the comedian says something funny about the heckle and everyone laughs. They're like, oh, I'm adding to the show. No.
Yep.
You're disrupting the show. It's just that the person who's performing is a professional and knows how to handle it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the real problem is like at the movies, there's no one to handle it.
There we go. Great tie-in.
Yeah. I like that.
Here's your movie deal.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, I was like, well, why does this go so wrong in the movies? And I'm like, well, I know why. The movie is not participatory. There's no one up there to tell the idiot to shut the fuck up. So it's like, it can just kind of go on unfettered.
Right.
People are yelling at the guy, but like it's like, what can you really do?
There's no improv where like they're like, oh, if they're talking now, I'm going to go to this other scene.
Exactly.
If they're talking, we need to fast forward 30 minutes to get their attention back.
Yeah.
You throw an action scene in there.
Exactly. It's just like, no, it's just ruining the movie.
100%.
But a chomper is that's a
chomper.
That's a good term for like, because you go to the movies and like a lot of times, people are there to hang. People are there to like, they're not really there. Like you're saying, they're not really there for the performance or whatever.
Last thing about the movie is that it's a lot less of like a party versus a concert.
Yeah.
Some talking is understandable.
Yeah.
A movie.
Totally.
Under no real circumstances other than maybe a quick like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
That's fine. And then that's it. And just a nod and approval. We're not even volleying it back. Just a nod and approval of what you said.
That's an expert That's an expert in a film. Where someone says something to you and you're such a goddamn fucking... You're like me. You're such a titan of the film.
Right.
You just look and go...
You shake, you go, acknowledged. Yeah. Continue.
That's like my buddy. Like, I was watching Fast 9 on Monday night, and my buddy was like, that's going to be the guy who tried to kill his dad's son. And I was like... You know? Yeah. I'm not even responding to that.
Yeah.
Good theory. Let's continue. You know?
Yeah. And you just acknowledge that you heard him.
Yeah.
But also that it's not important. It's like,
yeah.
All right, this isn't that important.
That's right.
I hear you, but let's focus back up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and so... all the way back to our initial topic.
Right, Clatch?
Was whether or not I'm a guy who wears stuff immediately.
Boom, yeah.
That's all the way back out.
Yeah.
And I am... So what I've noticed is I'm not... Like, I have this streak in me where I'm like when I bought the Jordans or when I bought like my Knicks jersey, right?
Right.
Or some T-shirts I got in Nantucket that I really liked. I'm like, I do this thing where I like looking at it in my closet just as much as I like wearing it. So I like straight up won't rock it for a little while.
It makes it less special.
Yeah. I'm just like, my dad will sometimes I'll leave tags on shit.
Right.
But then I also have this other side where I've like kind of started like trying to get rid of that, where I'm like, okay, like I bought this T-shirt or something. And then I'm just like, I'm like leaving the house to go to the coffee shop, right? And I'm like, well, I don't need to wear anything. Like, I can just look like shit. Right. And I'm like, no, man.
I'm not going to wear the Knicks jersey to the grocery store.
Right.
I'm not going to christen it with the key food.
And so I try to combat that. I go, no, wear the Knicks jersey to the grocery store.
And you say it out loud in your room. No, wear the Knicks jersey to the grocery store.
That's right. You're going out. This is another day like any other. You want to feel good, Matt.
Right.
You want to feel good. You bought the Knicks jersey. Don't let it hang in your closet. Let's get it in the rotation. Let's start it off with key food today.
Right.
You know?
I like that, man. That's kind of like my new shoes. I just got brand new shoes.
Yeah.
Ultra Boosts.
Oh, the new black Ultra Boost.
Triple black.
Dude, I love
everything is black on that Ultra Boost.
That's a sweet... Look at those. You got them lined up, too. You got them nice and ready to go.
I mean, I put them on just to walk around the apartment for like 20 minutes today. Did like a walk around the apartment. I'm going to Cooperstown tomorrow for a family vacation. I was like, do I bring the brand new triple blacks or do I keep them home? Because there might be a little too much monkeying around in Cooperstown. I might be going on a hike. I might get them muddied up.
Okay, so interesting take. This
right?
is a real debate here.
Because I want as much time in their primo form as possible. I know they're going to end up getting messed up.
Can I ask you, can you bring an alternative pair if you potentially get into some monkey business?
Well, that's the thing is that it's family. What do I care about wearing the triple blacks?
See, this is okay. Now let me work with you here because this is like what I was going through in my head. You're still going to feel good in the triple blacks, whether you're with your family or not. Like when you put them on, the feeling of like, oh, these new fucking fresh kicks.
Right.
Now.
But it's heavily outdoors. I think it's all monkey business.
It's all monkey business. Okay. Well,
we have a place on a lake. It's supposed to be raining all weekend, so it's probably going to be muddy. We're going to be in the boat. We're going to be swimming. That's why I got the brand new yellow Crocs.
That's why you picked up.
This is a twofold. The original reason is because I'm going to some fish concerts in Atlantic City where it's on the beach.
Oh.
What kind of shoes would you wear? Would you go barefoot to a concert on a beach? Sand.
What pops into my head is I'd probably go Converse.
Right. And get sand loaded up in the shoes.
I'd ruin them. I'd just ruin them. cop a new pair because they're like $50, $60.
Yeah, but it's not even ruining them. It's like uncomfortable having a bunch of sand loaded up in your shoe as you're hanging there.
Yeah.
And you can't go barefoot because who knows? Glass, syringe. It's a concert. Who knows what you're stepping on? So I got these bad boys, which have some holes on the side
for the
sand to dribble out if it needs. The sand will come and go. We're not loading up on sand.
You don't like sand?
Not in the shoe.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, I like a little bit of sand though. When I was like in Cali, I was obsessed with like I had sand in my sheets, sand in my shorts.
See,
sand. I pulled out my
sheets are cool. I don't know about shorts.
I pulled out my dresser and there was just sand. Like sand that accumulated everywhere in my
Cal
room.
sees you and you're kind of like drizzling sand around the room. It's like, what are you doing?
That's exactly how I am. In fact, I used to drizzle a little bit of sand. Shout outs to 4th of July, Charlie Stevens, in our Twisted Teas. We would just do a little drizzle.
No.
I swear to God. Little bit of, you're right. That little bit of sand in the room. Because I told you what I do at the movie. Like, I do this at the movie theater where I take a little bit of corn.
Right.
Now, forgive me. This is a joke I do. And I toss it. Just to get... just to get the place ready.
Get in the mode of a movie.
Get it ready to go.
Am I going to enjoy the movie if there's not popcorn all around me? No, I will not.
Yeah, it'll be harder.
Right.
That's right. Just get a little bit.
And also the enjoyment that you get from someone walking past you and crunching their shoe on the corn. And them knowing that in their head they're like, this slob.
This son of a bitch. Why is there popcorn everywhere? Because it's Tenet.
You even do it before you even get in the seat as you're walking. You're like a flower girl at a wedding. You're kind of just throwing popcorn all around the movie theater.
Oh, I might use that. Because what I do now when I say the joke is it's like when LeBron James throws the clap, and then that's how I feel.
That's good.
I'm like, let's go. Cruella.
Oh, that's good.
2 hours. But the sand, now you're giving me, because now I'm going to talk about
you could do
throwing
two
sand
hours.
in the room.
You could do 2 hours of popcorn. Your first special is going to be popcorn part 1. And your second special is going to be popcorn part 2. It's just going to be a continuation.
Yeah, and like 50 minutes is going to be about me tossing sand in the room.
Yeah.
Because there was a little like on top of the bureau, I had like a little, you put your keys and stuff in something. There was sand in that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to get cleaned up, to be quite honest with you.
I'll tell you what, though, the threshold of comfortable sand in your bed
I can't wait to
like
hear this.
10 grains. I want to be moving around my bed in like every 10 yards that I travel within my bed on aggregate, I hit a grain just to remind myself that it's there. And then I'm at the beach. I don't want it to be a constant presence.
That's a great point. I would agree with you on that. I would say you don't want it to be like I'm getting sand in my mouth.
Right.
But you also don't want it to be like what is there sand in my bed? You don't want that.
Am I in California? Am I in New York?
Where am I?
You ever think about throwing some sand in New York in your bed in New York?
That sounds so gross. But I kind of want to do it.
Some girl sleeps over. You're like, no, it's cool. It's like we're at the beach. She's like, I'm going to leave now. That is my cue.
No, it's like we're at the beach.
Before she goes onto your bed, you even sprinkle. Like, I just washed my sheets. Hold on.
That would be sick. Like, we're like making out, and she's like, I can't wait. Like, I want you so bad. And I'm like,
you start sprinkling sand on the top of both of you as you're making out. She's like, this guy, I have a sand fetish.
It's like a sand mistletoe. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, hold that thought. And then I just toss a little on my pillow.
You know, there's water fans where the fan has like water that sprays out like mist. You have sand fan where it just kind of blows like sand at you. It's a sandstorm in your bed.
This is so hot. This is so sexy. You know what's? I have on my writing desk a bottle of sand from Redondo, California. The guy, the surf instructor, had a cold brew company. He would brew in the back of his own of the place next door called Early Days. Cold brew coffee. And so
shouts.
Yeah, Aaron shouts.
Nate Bargatze, buy some.
Nate Bargatze may watch this. So he put sand in. They put sand from the beach in it like a gift to us from the Redondo Beach. So I have that right there. So anyway, I could actually do this ridiculous bit we're talking about.
Right.
Where I do just sprinkle a little bit of Cali sand in my bed.
You hit him up. You're like, hey, I ran out of all your sand. Can you send me back some? He's like, what are you using it on? Can you just send me another thing of sand?
Yo, I need some more Redondo sand. I start telling him, I'm like, I can't use the sand out here.
I need a 6-pack of Redondo sand.
Yeah, ship
2-day shipping. I need it stat.
I'll pay for the shipping.
I've been seeing this new girl.
Yeah, and she's really into it.
A really cryptic message. He reads all this on email. He's like, what? By the way, listen to the pod. It'll explain everything.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, we had sand. Yeah, I mean, it gets in the briefcase, obviously. I mean, not the briefcase.
You got your own briefcases? I told you about my idea about brief. I'm thinking about rocking a briefcase now instead of a backpack. I want to be the briefcase comic. Like an old school, and not like a flexible briefcase, like a box, either black or brown leather box briefcase with the metal tongs that go up once you unlock the combo.
Oh yeah, that would be. See, I think that's fitting for you,
dude. Can you imagine?
And then bring out your super tiny notebook,
right? And bring it up on stage.
Yeah,
just put the briefcase down on stage,
and then go in. And
once again, heavily prop comedy.
Yeah, and then
we're really turning into prop comics. I'll tell you what, dude. Once you go prop and improv in a stand-up form, it's really hard to go back.
I think it's just forever a part of what you do now.
I've found myself, like, even at mics.
Yeah.
Like, I riffed for the first, it was a 5-minute mic. I riffed for the first 4 minutes today.
But that's great. At least in my opinion, that's a great exercise. Just in terms of, like, running around, having fun, enjoying yourself. You'll get to bits. Like, they'll happen. We do enough.
Oh, I'll bitch you.
I'll bitch you. Yeah, but being a briefcase
guy,
I think that's pretty sweet. I could see you doing that.
I might
lint roller. Oh, I meant to ask you. I might use the. Are you going to do the lint roller?
What lint roller bit?
Because I was thinking about legitimately bringing
up a lint roller
on stage.
You should do it. I've got a lint roller for you if you need
one. All right. I'm going to try that out. I think that'd be...
I've got one. You should have it. I like that.
Because it'd be quick. I have a joke where I empty my pockets. I'm just like empty.
You have it in your pocket?
Yeah, I'm not even going to mention it. I'm just going to pull it out as one of the things.
What you might need is a mini lint roller.
Yeah.
To add to the funniness. Because a lint roller is typically like this
gigantic,
big.
Yeah.
And it might take up a full pocket and be obvious once you walk up.
Right.
Versus if you get some mini lint roller.
And
you just do some brief nicks. Like you know.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Yeah, you can take that. I might do it too. We might both be doing it. Can you imagine if we both start doing it?
That's so funny. You could do that.
Yeah, you could do it. I'm still going to do it, but you could do it.
Yeah, all right.
Can you imagine?
We'll both do it.
It's my old thing with Troy. I always wanted me and Troy to have a bit where it's a one of us sets it up.
Yeah.
And then the other punches it when they go up.
Yeah. I think that's pretty funny. I'd do that with you if you want to do that.
We should definitely do it. And it only works if both of us are on the same show by happenstance.
We could have almost done it at Jared's show, but he decided to do 7 minutes in between us. I guess you could have still probably have done it then.
Yeah. I did the I'm not ready thing. You weren't there.
Yes, I did. I heard it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It didn't really go as well as I thought it was.
I couldn't hear. Yeah.
Like a couple people laughed.
Yeah. It's so saying you're.
And it was, I don't think I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. It was like, I don't know if I'm ready.
I think that's so.
I don't think I'm ready.
There's so many things that are so funny theoretically.
Yeah. By the way, we need to get to this eventually. Yeah. But we got reached out to by a business student, MBA, I think, from MIT. He's starting an app called Jaw.
What?
And the Jaw app is his theory is that there's a lot of podcasts out there that don't get their due.
Right.
And most people will just go to the chart. What are the top 100 podcasts? Let me sift through those.
I already like this guy.
So what he's doing is like a TikTok, Instagram version of podcasts where you upload a 1 to 3 minute audio clip.
Right.
And it's more of like, it's like a Pandora for podcasts.
Right. Like Pandora, like the music where it sifts through different music.
It's essentially a radio station, but 3 minutes of podcast.
That's really interesting. That's a really interesting idea.
So I uploaded three of our clips.
Oh, fuck yeah. Already?
We're on, baby.
Hells
3 clips. And I was talking to him and like I was like he's like, yeah, we're trying to like curate like he goes, because there's a lot of like shitty podcasts out there too. And I was like, I was like, if you're talking to comedians, I don't know how many you've talked to them before, but they're the most desperate people in the world. He goes, yeah, I've started to realize that. But apparently he seemed to think like, he said like, he's like, oh, I listened to some of your clips. I think they're funny. Like, that's why we're reaching out.
Hells yeah.
Like, we're not reaching out. Francis Ellis's podcast is on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, finally.
Yeah.
A little bit of
we're getting some notoriety on the Jaw app. But it's in beta, so there's no app version. It's only website. You have to go on a website.
Oh, that's my fucking lane, baby.
Yeah.
I love website apps.
So I put up BS Bundle. I put up Chili.
Nice. You know what I like about us? These are really relatable topics.
Right. And we already had them. I was like, this is just a different app. We already have these up. So it's BS Bundle, Chili, and then one other one.
Hot Meadow?
No, the Panic Room.
Oh, okay.
Panic Room, I think, is a classic clip.
Yeah, that one's longer.
Right.
That one's funny.
So I threw those up, and hopefully people start listening and stuff. And
Jaw?
Does he
have merch?
Should we get Jaw shirts?
I swear to God, I'll start wearing. If we're on,
he said there's like 200 content creators on it, and about 200 just regular users as well.
Okay.
So it's very early stages.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to him, and I think that's like a great idea because a lot of people, like, with a lot of things in life, there's something about rarity.
Yeah. How do you mean?
Like especially in the like the beer world where it's like craft beer.
Oh, everyone wants, like you can't. Right.
Everyone
Scarcity.
wants to have the cool beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. I see what you're getting.
Oh, I got the Treehouse beer. It's hard to get to. So I think with podcasts, it could almost turn. Oh, have you listened to Baby Shower? And they're like, no. Oh, dude.
Like a band, like an early
band. Exactly. An even better analogy. Yeah. So I think this is trying to feed podcasts that aren't being listened to into the ears into the ears of the public.
Yeah, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's smart what he's doing, because I'll say, and this is probably what he would say, there's an enormous amount of worthwhile content that's underserved. Because now, while not all the content is worth it, right? There's hours and hours of content online. You can't tell me that like there's some 2, 3, 4, 5-minute clips that are worth watching.
Right.
From all of these different podcasts. The case is that there is worthwhile moments. And this is why when we were talking, I was even like, clipping is I think even where it keeps going.
Right, it's paramount.
Yeah, because now here's a guy that's coming in who's literally saying, we're creating an app based on clips. They're not even going to fucking see at first your full podcast.
Right.
Which is fine. That's how it is now. Like, you can tell if you watch like.
Well, that's another thing. If you try out a podcast, usually the first 10 minutes,
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes of our podcast is usually pretty dull, I feel like, right? And then we start getting cooking.
Yeah, we're sort of
boom, 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 boom,
we're
boom,
sort of yeah. It's like anything else. You're like, we're not. This isn't. How do I say this correctly? This isn't a time sensitive product, even though it appears like that way.
Right.
Conversation is necessarily like this. If you try to get rid of this, you're not having a conversation. And that's when you start seeing things that are extremely like bam, bam, like overwhelming and just clearly edited.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think, that's why I like 2-hour fucking plush shit. I don't listen to all of it, but I do like some of that. And Jaw.
So Jaw. Got to get on it, listeners. Feed the beast.
Yeah. I like that. You mentioned that the other day, and I was like, I wonder what. Yeah, he was actually.
Yeah, you gotta go on and see.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. We'll see what happens.
I'm glad he said he liked the comp. By the way, people don't have to spy. This is an aside. People don't have to say that.
Right.
And they won't if they don't want to.
Right.
We all do comedy. We know.
But the cool thing is like getting on the ground floor.
Of
the app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if it could really get some sort of
I'm assuming the algorithm will read something like what are the most viewed, and we have a head start, man.
Yeah.
We're in the algorithm. I didn't really read any of the terms and conditions. We might have forfeited the right to our podcast, but
oh shit, actually do send that to me. Do you have the terms and conditions?
Really?
Yes. I do understand contracts.
Well, log in. You can log in.
Okay, yeah. We don't want to lose our our IP, but we could lose a little bit of it, like if it's a license or something.
We could lose,
which is fine.
The exclusive rights to that audio clip.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, we would necessarily lose the exclusive because I
doubt
clip.
This is like a con. Can you imagine that con? Where he has a bunch of podcasts sign up, and then through the contract that we sign, he essentially gets all economic rights to all of the podcasts.
You mean like the Chappelle show? Wasn't that
but that was a contract where
sure, but there's a contract.
Chappelle's a little different.
Well, what I'm just saying is no, for sure. But what I'm saying is you give over content that you think is your content,
right?
And then they, based on whatever contract they have, now have rights to it that you didn't even foresee, right? I mean, that's the...
Yeah, but then their whole business model collapses. Because if now they have the rights to all this content, none of the content creators will...
That's right. That's why it's probably not happening, because then they're not going to want to use...
Right. Then no content creators will use the platform,
That's
and
right.
then their platform goes to shit, and then all they have is a bunch of no-name podcast rights. And they loop it into a BS bundle.
Yeah. They loop it into a bundle.
We got all the worst podcasts.
That's still one of my favorite.
BS bundle.
The Galindo. I was rewatching Galindo. We need to send Jaw that Galindo clip. It's one of the greatest clips where you just go. You didn't clip it.
You said Glinda,
yeah,
right?
And I'm like so tired. I'm like leaning back. I'm not even paying attention. And you're just like so checked out. But then like something goes off in your head and you just go, yeah, I had a buddy in high school named Galindo. And that just, I could not recover. We could not recover. And then we just whole thing like what if that was like, and then it was like boof, baby shower comedy.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's a good clip.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude, we just need to the more you clip all this stuff, like you're writing down all these clips.
Yeah, I'm
right?
through like 4 eps now.
I think we just give it all to Samaha and he does all the work and sends us the clips.
Oh, that's a good idea. Once we get it.
Because you can rip it. I don't have the hard files anymore.
Right. We gotta rip it
you
back.
can rip it off of YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
I give him access and we'll just pay him like a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Give him a spot.
Give him a spot.
Give him a spot on Baby Shower.
Oh, comedy show?
Yeah.
Put up Pat. That's funny. Yeah. Well, go listen to the last one. Look at us, 56. This is pretty good, right?
I think it was pretty consistent. Just stop it.
Yeah, I think this is a good one. Yeah. Go listen to the last one. The last one, dude, by the way, here's just real quick. The reason why I think it's a moment in time. So, like, one thing that's kind of fun about it is you just get this, like, clear picture into, like, where we're at. Like, and what everyone's doing comedically and the personalities that are there,
right?
Greg and Rob. And, like,
and even first off, I was like, we haven't made any progress.
It's like so funny, dude.
I wish we had video for the first episode that we did there. That would have been rocking.
Oh my God.
And then you could see the differences. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to do it again. We should do it again next year. We should just do it every year.
Absolutely. That's a good one. And maybe we'll get Luis back on.
Yeah.
Because he was a good, you know what I noticed about him? He's actually quite different. So then there's 3 different people.
Right.
Because we're very different, and then he's actually different than both of us.
Right.
So, third chair, I don't know if he would actually do the third chair, but.
Oh, man.
Bingo.
The third chair will heavily mess up the video aspect. Where do we put
yeah, it's such a good call.
The split screen? All right, we'll couch the chicken vindaloo.
Oh my God!
There's nothing there.
Well, next time we'll find out.
I just had. It's very quick. We were ordering Indian food.
Yeah, which is delicious.
It'll take 2 minutes.
Okay.
I've only had chicken. I've only had Indian food twice in my life. The first time was probably like 8 years ago, and I ate it and I shit the bed during my sleep at my brother's apartment. Yes, I shit the bed. So that was the first time I ate Indian food. The second time I ate Indian food.
You can't. I love how. Okay, let's just keep moving.
Did I even tell you about one? There was one time I was kind of I was going to Fish concerts and I was staying over at my brother JP's apartment.
Yeah.
And I was probably in college and I ended up shitting the bed. I got sick. So I diarrheaed the bed. And I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I just woke up in a pile of diarrhea. I'm in like the living room of the apartment on an air mattress.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do? I'm like tired, you know? So I go in and I take a shower and then I come out and there's just like, so what I do, and I'm in a day, I don't know why I did this, but I wrapped it all up. I unblew the air mattress. I wrapped it all up. I put it in a trash can. I put it
threw it out.
Yeah, I put it in a plastic bag and then I just left. I went to Grand Central and trained back home to Connecticut because I was so defeated. I was like, I can't face this right now. I took a 2.5-hour train ride and had my mom pick me up at like 6 a.m. in the morning in New Haven.
You just waving the white flag.
Yeah, I just left.
I honestly,
it was an all-time.
Respect the shit out of that move. What are you gonna say to him?
I was like, what else am I gonna do? I'm obviously not going to the Fish concert the next night. I just shit the bed. I'm in no shape. By the way, I missed a great show. I was really pissed.
I once farted and shat myself on a ski trip with my mom and like my other buddy. I tried to hide it. I tried to like wrap it up and put it in the washer.
Right.
But I was discovered. I got discovered. I forget. And then my buddy like told everyone. I was like so pissed off, man. I kept lying. I was like, I didn't shit myself.
Yeah.
And he was like, you did. And
I love the guy that continues to call him out on the shitting because it doesn't really have that much like.
Yeah.
Who cared? But he just wanted to tear you into the ground.
Yeah. Fast forward like 15 years. He emailed me years later, like, yo, I'm sorry that I kept telling people you shit yourself.
Yes.
On the ski trip. I don't know if you did. I still think he like qualified it. I still think he
right. He's like, but you did.
Yeah, it's like,
and he CCs a couple people on the email. But let's not all forget that he did shit himself.
He BCC. No, he goes because we stopped being friends soon after, and he thought it was because of that.
Right.
So he goes, I didn't know if it was because you wanted to be popular.
We're older now.
Which it was. But he was like, or maybe because I told everyone you shit your pants on the ski trip. Which he thought was the beginning of the end. And it was not that. Now, I was not happy about that, but that's not why we divert our
Did
past.
It factor a little bit?
Our past diverged.
It was like another like snowflake on the potential avalanche.
It honestly had almost nothing, if nothing, to do with it because I just really wanted to be popular.
Right, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I just literally was like, I want to be a popular kid.
Dude, doesn't that break your heart sometimes when you realize how big of a show? There was one time we had chapel at my school where like everyone, and the pew, I wanted to sit with all the cool kids.
Yeah. Uh-oh, this is like hot meta.
So there's like there's pews, and
yeah,
I was sitting with this guy Adam Susnick, and he wasn't that popular,
right?
And it was just me and him in the pew, and there's like 15 kids piled into the pew ahead of me.
Yeah,
all the cool kids wanted to be a cool kid. So I switched pews
you did.
And ditched him.
Yep.
So he sat in the pew by himself.
Wow. The story of us. We're two kids that switch pews. I'm a switch pewer. I want to be cooler. It's really
what was her name? Mrs. I forget her name, but she came.
Mrs. Danzalia.
It was some...
Debbie Botts. Sandra Williamson. Wait, was this Catholic school?
No, boarding school.
Oh.
Anyway, she came up to me.
Yeah. Teach or a student?
Teacher.
Yeah.
And like was like, it was like a vicious scolding where it wasn't yelling. It was more like, do you realize what you just did? You just made Adam. Yeah, now Adam thinks, all this stuff. And my whole world was crushed. And I still think about that.
I think about it too sometimes.
Not that I feel bad for Adam Susnick. It was more me. I was like, I'm a bad person. Give two shits about Adam Susnick. Shouts to Adam if you're listening.
Yeah, shouts to.
He's actually apparently a pretty cool guy now.
So's the other guy. But Matt. He was born on the same birthday. Great guy. Yeah. Awesome guy. And I've seen him since. We're kind of buddies now. We've always been buddies. But I would say... I would do it again. Like, I'm trying to be popular. Have you been in high school?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get laid. Like, I'm trying to make moves. I want in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making that move.
Isn't popularity the training ground for life?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm trying to make it higher up in my corporation or in comedy.
Bingo.
Yeah, I might step on some toes.
Bingo. I've been getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
As a non-popular kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting fucking prank phone calls. All right, I'm getting shit on.
I'm not in charge of this other guy's life.
Yeah, I got no moves.
Let me live while I'm young.
Bro, and I'm losing time here.
Right.
I'm getting in.
Right.
And it was a war zone to get in, too, by the way. I was taking shit. It was not fun to try to get in the inside. It was like Sicario. You ever see those drug movies?
The popularity in high school is determined within the first day.
That's why it's
for the entire 4 years.
You can infiltrate, though. Like McConaughey in True Detective season 1. Like, you can, but it's so, you're right. It's set almost immediately.
Right.
Like, oh, it's Rob Krause. He's the quarterback.
That would almost be a great resume, something to put on your resume. Day 1 of high school, I was not popular. By year 4, by senior year, I was the most popular guy in the school.
That is so impressive.
What defines successful person more than working their way up the food chain of a high school?
Especially if you can put, I'm good at no sports. I'm varsity and nothing. That's an extraordinary feat.
There's an asterisk and a footnote. Didn't play any sports either.
That's right. Okay.
Turn on the back side of the page. On the back side of the resume is a picture of you. You have like a bowl cut and braces. You're like, oh, this guy is a rock star. I don't know how he did this.
Look at this feet. Yeah. Look at this feet. Look at me. Okay. I hadn't even been. I got popular, and there was an ugly contest that was held between me and a guy named Eric Ferriello to see who was uglier. And this was public, okay? It went on like one Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't fucking know what it was. They asked all the hottest girls, and like this girl, Dana Westrup, was the tiebreaker.
Dana Westrup?
Thankfully, she said me.
She was a popular girl?
Yeah. Thankfully, I got this like tie-breaking vote where I was the less ugly guy. I mean, this was trying to overcome stuff here that's... I also hadn't been late.
Can you imagine if you made that speech? Listen, guy, you're like, make a really mature speech. I'm trying to get over some things right now. I haven't gotten laid yet. I'm trying to find my inner spirituality. I've been listening to a lot of Ram Dass.
Back then, you make a speech like that? Yeah.
Like as a 15-year-old? Yeah, as a 15-year-old.
That would be legend.
You'd get laid by a teacher.
That's right. The teacher would be like, this kid's really in touch. But here's the other thing. I haven't been laid, so here's what I did. I turned it
in high school?
Yeah, which you would think.
See, not many people, dude.
But if you're popular, Miller, everyone's laid. There's about 8 popular guys, maybe 10. I knew them all. Jeff, Josh, Rob, Ben,
I knew them all.
Dave.
They said hi to me in privacy, not in public.
There was 1 or 2 guys that I was better friends with in private.
Right.
Because that's how they were. They didn't want to be seen with me. This is how difficult the infiltration was. I had to navigate people changing who they were in front of people. Okay? So that I hadn't been laid. So that I couldn't But here's the thing. What I did was I turned it on itself, and I took control of it. And I said, if you haven't been laid in high school, you're on the boat. And I made it this money thing that I was on the boat. And I was like, oh, Ferriello's on the boat. Stefan's on the boat. Carl's on the boat. You guys are on land. Fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
In this little move, like people started...
it cool.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it got me some... They were like, you know Hardy's on the boat? You know? And I started getting a little word buzz through school.
And you did it just to get laid. You created the boat just to get off the boat.
That's right. I was like, help me get off the boat.
I'm on the boat, guys. I'm on the boat. And then behind closed doors, get me off of this boat.
That's right. It was eating me alive.
Boy, dude.
But I got there, dude.
We should do a full high school episode where we just reminisce about high school, dude.
This is a good idea.
I've been meaning to write the script about Westminster because there's so much craziness at this boarding school.
Well, I'm going to read the one you have so far.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but I decided to couch it. It's been a while. It's only 70 pages.
Yeah. I'm going to get into it. Here's the thing.
It's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, but that's fine. But I'm still reading it. I'm reading it right.
Really bad.
I like to read things right, so I'm doing that. All right.
I guess to get back to the chicken vindaloo.
Yeah.
It'll be quick.
Oh, yeah.
So the second time I had Indian food was with Choi a month ago, and we went to this place.
He shit his pants.
Right. We both shit our pants. There was only one bathroom.
Okay.
I was like, what do we get? Do we get chicken tikka? He's like, I'm going to get the chicken vindaloo because I like something a little spicier.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like spicy. I'll get the chicken vindaloo too. He's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get the chicken vindaloo. So we get the chicken vindaloo. It's not that spicy. Okay. It's like not spicy at all.
That can happen.
And I look at Troy. Troy's like, it's not usually this spicy. I mean, it's not usually this lax. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So then last night, my girlfriend and I was like, why don't we order Indian?
Oh no.
We're looking at the menu. She gets chicken tikka masala, and I only know chicken vindaloo. That's the only thing I know in my head. That's the only thing I've tasted ever in my life.
By the way, you want to have fun with this? Put an N at the end. I call it chicken vindaloon.
Chicken vindaloon.
Yeah.
Do you actually call it that?
Yeah.
You've had chicken vindaloon?
Yeah, no, it's not a real thing. I thought it was vindaloon.
Oh,
it made it very Italian.
Chicken vindaloo. So I'm looking for chicken vindaloo, and it says we're on Seamless. Have you been on Seamless where it's like appetizers and then the
Actually,
items?
I've never been on Seamless, but I know what you're saying because I use Grubhub.
So it's Grubhub, same thing where it says appetizers in bold font, then it has the items that you can click into, right? At this place, it says Spice Zone, which is separate items that are noteworthily spicy, and that's where I find chicken vindaloo, and it says spice level 2. It says spice level 2, and there's various levels of spice in the other descriptions. From what I can tell, the highest level is spice level 5. So in the description it says spice level 2, so I click into it. I'm like, I'm gonna get the chicken vindaloo. And then within that, now it has options saying medium or mild, medium, hot, very hot.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, is this in addition to the level 2 spicy? Are we already in the realm of level 2 spicy? Or is this, forget level 2 spicy, they're just baseline spice? So I'm like I'm like, what do I do? So I click the button spicy, which is the second hottest, 3 out of 4. Yeah. And my girlfriend goes, you're really going to do spicy? And I'm like, yes, I've had chicken vindaloo. It wasn't that spicy.
That's what I was going to say, because you're coming off that, your perspective's fucked.
Right. Yeah. Coming off of a weak hit. Dude, I get this chicken vindaloo. It was dark red. Just like dark red. There's like oil on the like something so spicy where the spice has separated from the stew. There's just like hot oil on the top, and I'm like, dude, this is too much. I was in a world of pain. Like, I've had spicy stuff.
You shit yourself.
I've had spicy stuff where my mouth is on fire. This was like a guttural. Like, my stomach didn't feel right. I was like, I might throw up. So last night,
that's fucking good.
So I go home last night after we watched some TV, and then I come home, and to prepare for the night, I laid down a towel on my bed, just in case. I didn't shit the bed, but I laid down a towel just in case.
Good for you. Holy shit. And that's where I found chicken vindaloo. That's the funniest line.
The spice zone.
And that's where I found the chicken vindaloo.
Is chicken vindaloo not a great word?
Oh, that's why I love the vindaloo. Like, it's just
vindaloo is such a fun word.
It's such a fun
chicken vindaloo.
I think that's why
chicken anything really is a fun word. Chicken divan.
That one's really good. Chicken divan.
Have you heard of chicken divan or
no?
No, that might be Indian? Just a Miller recipe. I don't know if that's like a common thing. We used to have chicken divan.
Chicken divan. Chicken tikka masala.
Chicken tiki masala.
That's pretty nice. Chicken al limon.
Chicken al limon.
Yeah, chicken anything is like Oh man,
chicken vindaloo.
You got to watch out with that spice level, man.
I know. Well, now I don't even know what to do the next time. Do I go mild or do I go medium? Do I go one step down from the spicy or do I go all the way back? Let's get back to baseline.
So I'm think
going mild.
Yeah, what you got to do is you got to get to know the place. This is why it's an issue because obviously it doesn't track place to place.
Right.
So now you know whatever you clicked, you probably need to back up like 2 stops.
Right.
Right? You were at like very spicy or some shit.
I was at 3 out of 4.
Yeah. So my God.
I need to go to 1 out of 4. But that was only level 2. There were other items that said level 5, and I was like,
yeah. Oh man.
And they couldn't see who I was. I'm sure if they saw me like a white guy and I was like spicy, they'd be like,
yeah.
They'd either be like, "Are you sure you want spicy?" Or when they went back to the kitchen, they'd be like, "But like white guy spicy."
That's funny. Like there's another bubble that pops up that says Caucasian,
race. Age, weight,
Asian. What? Yeah, Asian American.
You do a full quiz.
Yeah.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
Yeah.
All right, this is the spice level we get.
Yeah, like your appetite for the sun.
Right. Do you wear sunscreen when you go outside or no?
Yeah, like are you?
How much of a risk taker are you?
Because I love spicy, but I'll say right now, Indians the riskiest to play with their.
Oh yeah.
To play with their spice, like if you're in an Indian place and they go, "Hey, listen, this is the top spice."
The moment they say, "Hey, listen," you go, "Yeah, never mind. I'll go medium."
That's right. Never mind.
The moment there's any hesitancy in their face,
I back off. But I'll tell you right now, the Chinese places,
my bad.
The Chinese places, Kung Pao, General Tso's, they go very spicy. That's a joke. Every time I challenge those places, they never step up.
Well, here's my thing about the Chinese place. I think they only have like one spice. It's those like red peppers.
They're not, right?
And so the spice doesn't get mixed within the sauce. It's just that they put more peppers in, so now you're just eating more peppers. Instead of like making the sauce more spicy. Yeah. Which is what
the Indian
Maybe food does.
Yeah. That's probably what's going on, I guess.
But yeah, man. All right.
Nice.
Is that cool?
Yeah, another fucking 20 on top.
I'm wondering how many people quit out once we say, all right, is that it? And then we do another 15. Or do they look at the dial and they're like, oh, we got more?
I think they...
Overtime, baby. Tie game, we're going overtime.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Overtime. We'll call that an overtime. Yeah. I think most people will stick through like the hour 05. And this isn't that long. Like...
Well, now that we've set a precedence that we're aiming for an hour.
Yeah.
If we go hour 17, it's almost like, oh, they must have been cooking.
That's right. Your story, this little extra bit was worthwhile. Like it led to more. So
all right, let's not boil the ocean now.
Adios.